Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Big sack on 2nd down. Now the offense needs to convert here on 3rd. Now Cutler on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Zach Miller as tight end there. And it's 4th down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Sproles, the return. Oh, he slipped right by him. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Eagles take possession. And Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass. They come out here in the eye. On 2nd down, Ryan Matthews. And a nifty little deep juke spin move. Not a great deal there on the back end, but a nice gain still.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Ryan Matthews on 3rd down. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So it'll be first down here after the run. On 1st down, Wentz. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Point after now from Sturgis. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Look at the spin. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go. And what a rookie year by Jordan Howard. When you go from number 3 on the depth chart all the way to number 1 and finish with over 1,300 yards, that's what I call a big-time season.
Well, those 1,300 yards, second in the NFL, also set the Bears' rookie rushing record, so something for them to build around next year.
Without a doubt. So 2017, it starts in the running game with Jordan Howard in Chicago.
And on the note of Alshon Jeffrey, partner, is he a piece that the Bears can build around next year?
He should be because of his talents. I mean, think about it this way. When he goes out and runs a route, I don't care how much you cover him, with his size and ability and catch radius, he's almost never covered. The key for him is staying healthy, staying on the field, because if he has that dependability, then you definitely can build around him.
Last year, 12 games, over 800 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has 26 total TDs in his 5 years in the league.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. On second down, Cutler. And he's going to be taken down. Cutler sacked. Connor Barwin in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic, this is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here. They prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
And this is going to be incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now Sproles. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Wentz. And Selleck here, left side. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. So 1 quarter down here in Super Bowl 51. 14-0 is our score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Going deep here for Matthews. That's caught inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And now a first down following that long gain. From the red zone now, Wentz. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Yards to go on third. Now Wentz on third down. Hurts over the middle. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Wentz to throw again. And he's got his man. That's the veteran Selleck with an Eagle touchdown. Brett Selleck, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Eagles add on to their lead. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to them until the defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
So that drives 7 plays in length. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A gain of 3, second down. Second down following the run.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. And that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
But there's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And now the Eagles offense back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Wentz now on first down. And Matthews has it right side. 30 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Eagles.
Trying to defend a drag route is really tough because you don't want to jump a route that's shorter or underneath as the drag route is too quickly, because oftentimes they want to run that route and then hit over the top of you for bigger yardage. So if you can chip off the timing of the receiver off the line of scrimmage so he can't actually get into the route, that's the best way to defend it. But there was no possibility of that on that play.
And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
Running with Howard. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
This is brought in at the 21. Stays on his feet. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here now another look at the rookie Carson Wentz leading his offense back out there. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL...
And got his man complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
run it now out of the gun. Uses the stiff arm. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And down inside the 15 he goes. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now. You seriously just skip the halftime of the Super Bowl? Who does that? It's a Super Bowl. Watch the halftime show. All right, here we go. Third quarter action now. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now Cutler to throw on second down. And Miller with it over the middle. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
The speed, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
On first down, they run with Howard. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. They go with Howard again. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a big roughing the passer penalty, Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback, that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
On 1st and 10, it's Cutler. He finds his target, Royal. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8.
4 down.
They go play action with Cutler. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll throw on first down with Cutler. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Eddie Royal is intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. goes for Howard on the draw. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
So now at 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary, a nickel look. Carry now. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. On 4th down, Cutler goes off, and on comes the kicker, Connor Barth, for the field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Barth puts it through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, I guess we're at the stage here where they wouldn't say no to any points, but I don't think field goals are what they're looking for here in the second half.
I don't either, Brandon. When you're down as much as they are, that's the sign of a head coach waving the white flag to me.
Barth now after the made field goal to kick it away. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Wentz now on 1st down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle, starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. Earl Thomas returns. I like Seattle coming out of the NFC. How about you?
Well, I'm actually going to take a Dallas Cowboys NFC title run. I think that they came so close this year, probably most talented going into next year.
I like that one. Well, in the AFC, I'm going to go with a team that if they improve their defense and their quarterback stays healthy, they could be that team, the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm going dark horse. Cleveland Browns.
Let's
go.
Hey, from worst to first.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Bears take over. We focus our attention now on the Eagles' defense. Now they've got the lead. Last time they surrendered the field goal. We'll see what they do this go-around.
And giving up 3 is never ideal because any defense wants to pitch a shutout. But that's not a bad thing in most situations. You only give up field goals, your team has a chance to win.
Yeah, and they still, as I said, they've got the lead here. We'll see if they can get a stop and hold it. And he's going to be taken down. Cutler sacked. Connor Barwin in there to drop it for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. On 2nd down, here's Cutler. Miller on the catch over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. They fake the give to Carey. Now Cutler. Now Cutler in trouble. He lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Let's take it inside his own 40. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play.
His deep pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Willie Young from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 1 quarter remains in Super Bowl 51. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On first down, it's cut. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Connor Barwin bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
Now Cutler to throw on second down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Hey, we got three. 3 down.
Second and 10. It's Cutler again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
They'll run it now out of the gun. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking, but you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And Jeffrey may be in some pain. It appears so. He's still down. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Wentz now on 1st down. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Really nice connection on the corner route. This is a play where the receiver wants to set up the defensive back by moving him inside and then breaking back to the corner.
And this is Hurts with it, right side. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Let's go! Green, 39! Green!
Throwing on 1st is Wentz. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Ryan Matthews, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles are pouring it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
on like the 5th tune at this point.
she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
5 plays there on that drive. And it's Ryan Matthews finishing it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game, because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for. When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
On second down, Cutler. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Connor Barwin in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Second down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on third? We'll see. Now Cutler on third and long. Miller on the catch over the middle. They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This will be fielded at the 17. And he'll be out of bounds, getting it across the 25. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start, because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well. Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Here we go now.
Now a handoff looking right. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Defense looking to hold serve one last time here on 3rd and 7. 2 minutes to go in Super Bowl 51 from Houston. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Donnie Jones now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll throw on first down with Cutler. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Royal making the catch over the middle. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets. Fresh set of downs here.
Watch that in. Watch that in. Tight end right. Tight end right.
looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Offside. Defense.
From the shotgun, Cutler. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away but could not. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Cutler on 3rd and long. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Sproles, the return. Very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.
Hello, my name is Kamal. I am from the clouds. I'm a human now, but I used to be a raindrop. Word up. I'm really good at putting words up. I make them levitate.